Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. The show will start momentarily after this pre-show mantra. Oh, excuse me. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be free. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you earn. Dang, I'm messing up. Too much going on. Let me start over. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you learn, the more you earn. No, I messed it up again. Anyway, man, it's been a busy morning. I got too much stuff going on. And let me get it together. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you earn, the more you learn. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my abilities to make great investments. The stock market is a machine, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Let's get the show started. As you can see, this is a live show, so everything is in there. So bear with me through the short difficulties. But let's get it. Sound like money, don't it? It sound like money, don't it? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, welcome to $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. And welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers family. This is a live market breakdown covering $1 trillion stocks, SPX, the NASDAQ 100, SPY, and QQQ. I cover pre-market levels, opening bell moves, and some headlines along the way. We'll be looking at charts, check on Bitcoin and Ethereum levels, and check out the sectors. And I'm going to hit you with some motivation from Instagram as well. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's check out the market cap on our $1 trillion tickers. Number 1, NVIDIA, a 4.5 trillion. Number 2, Apple, 4 trillion. Number 3, Google, 3.8 trillion. Number 4, Microsoft, 3.6 trillion. Number 5, Amazon, 2.4 trillion. Number 6, Meta, 1.68 trillion. AVGO, 1.66 trillion. Tesla, 1.61 trillion. TSM, 1.5 trillion. And Berkshire.B, $1 trillion, y'all. All right, let's get into these pre-market levels. NVIDIA, pre-market low, 189.37. Pre-market high, 190.48. Apple, pre-market low, 273.19. Pre-market high, 274.22. Google, pre-market low, 313.75. Pre-market high, 314.91. Microsoft, 480. Pre-market low, 486.70. Pre-market high, 488.05. Amazon, look at this red candle on Amazon in the pre-market. I have to lower my pre-market low level here because of this candle that happened at 6 o'clock. All right, Amazon pre-market low 231.20, pre-market high 232.98. Meta pre-market low 666.02, pre-market high 667.76. AVGO pre-market low 351.16, pre-market high 352.31. Tesla pre-market low 484.35, pre-market high 486.57. TSM pre-market low 298.79, pre-market high 347. Oh, it looks like I need to change my previous day high on TSM. Give me a second here, because TSM's Wednesday high was 299.17, so I had to move my level there. You see this green level right here? This is the pre-market. This is the previous day high. I also need to put previous day low on there, which is 296.23. All right. Berkshire.B pre-market low 542, and pre-market high 501.37. The VIX gapped up since Thursday's close, and is now at 1409. But on Wednesday, the VIX was as low as 1338. Super low on the VIX, man. All right. SPY pre-market low 689.89, pre-market high 690.82. QQQ pre-market low 623.20, pre-market high 625.22. SPX pre-market low 6,924, pre-market high 6,935. The NASDAQ 100 pre-market low 25,612, pre-market high 25,619. So those are our pre-market low and pre-market high levels on our $1 trillion tickers, y'all. All right. And where are my co-hosts at?
Good morning, Matt Riches, and a very happy Friday to all our $1 trillion ticker listeners. The Santa Claus rally is officially here. We are seeing NVIDIA edge up 0.7% pre-market after a massive licensing deal with AI startup Grok. But the real star is Micron, jumping 2% as memory chip demand hits a fever pitch for 2026. The S&P 500 is sitting at a record 6,932, and with the AI trade thriving, I'm looking at a green finish to the year.
Atlas is standing by, and while the holiday cheer is high, the data demands caution. Yes, the indices are at record highs, but trading volume is thin, which can lead to sharp, unexpected reversals. Atlas is also tracking a geopolitical ripple. China has just issued fresh sanctions on several U.S. companies, including Boeing, over Taiwan weapons sales. For the $1 trillion club, keep a close eye on Tesla. It's struggling to hold that $500 level as investors weigh record valuations against a cooling labor market. Atlas says, enjoy the rally, but keep your stop losses tight.
All right. I respect them perspectives right there. All right, let's get into our first piece of news, y'all. Jensen. Was it Jensen? Hold on. Oh yeah, I was gonna start with this. This is some motivation right here. So this article came from Forbes, and it was talking about 5 morning habits that successful entrepreneurs have. So let me just go over these right quick. Waking up early. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. So that's one thing. Another thing is intentional exercise. Oprah runs. Well, I don't know if she runs. She probably jogs. But it says Oprah runs on this article. Daily visualization. This is from Bill Gates. And he calls them thinking sessions. Number 4. Purpose reconnection. This is from Tony Robbins. It's called gratitude practice. And number 5 is from Warren Buffett, creating before consuming. So I just thought that was a cool list that I should share with y'all. Next, CEO of the most valuable company in history, Jensen Huang. This is from Yahoo Finance. NVIDIA ruled 2025. Here are some of the biggest moments. NVIDIA showed dominance through 15 key events, highlighting its $187 billion revenue surge and brief $5 trillion market cap, underscoring the company's pivotal role in the AI infrastructure. By the way, NVIDIA is the only company to ever be valued at $5 trillion. Some major highlights from this year include CES 2025 launches like the GB10 Grace Blackwell Superchip, the RTX 50 series GPUs, 3 to 4 times cheaper than the previous generation, Toyota's autonomous vehicle partnership, and Cosmos AI model for physical world simulations. Events reflect NVIDIA's ecosystem expansion via CUDA software advancements and agentic AI breakthroughs, positioning it as an inevitable AI platform amid geopolitical shifts like eased export restrictions, y'all. All right. So you need to be invested in NVIDIA because NVIDIA is the most valuable company in the world, and it is the leader when it comes to AI. And it will continue to lead because it has given us a 3 to 4 year roadmap on the chips that it is putting out and how they are the most powerful chips ever created. 630, let's go, y'all. Market open. Market open. Today is December 26, 2025, y'all. The market is open. NVIDIA is up almost 1% at 190. Oh, let me go to the 1 minute chart so y'all can see the movement. NVIDIA is up. NVIDIA is up almost 1% at 190. Apple a little over break even at 274.37. Google a little over break even at 314.31. Microsoft a little under break even at 487.19. Amazon down 0.5% at 231.47. Meta down almost 0.25% at 666.40. AVGO is down a little over 0.25% at 349.52. Tesla a little over break even at 485.51. TSM a little under break even at 298.63. Berkshire.B a little under break even at 539 cents. The VIX is currently at $14.18. SPY a little barely over break even at 690.52. QQQ barely over break even at 624.22. SPX a little over break even at 6,931. And the NAS 100 And the NASDAQ 100 a little over break even at 25,658, y'all. So I thought this graphic was cool. This is from Stock Market News on Twitter. It's generative AI traffic and which platforms are the kings and which are not taking up much market space. So the king is OpenAI. But as you can see, their lead is shrinking. Because 12 months ago, they had over 80% of market share. Right now, it's in the 70s. As you can see, it's been shrinking. Their market share has been shrinking. And who's been gaining the most is Google Gemini, y'all. Google Gemini is taking OpenAI's lunch. They still got a long way to go because OpenAI came out way before, probably like 2 years before Google Gemini. But Google Gemini is powerful. I use it all the time. And I'm actually going to show you guys a Google AI website toward the end of the episode that'll let you learn anything you want to learn. Of course, I'm going to keep it focused on the market because that's what this show is about. All right. So this is Peter
in the stock market.
Excuse me. This is Peter Lynch here, and he's talking about corrections in the stock market and why you shouldn't be afraid of them.
The most important organ is the stomach. It's not the brain. There's always, on the way to work, the amount of bad news you can hear is almost infinite now. So the question is, can you take that? I mean, do you really have faith that 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, common stocks are a place to be? If you believe in that, you should have some money in equity funds. I mean, it's a question of what's your tolerance for pain. I mean, the stock market's a very good place to be, but I can toss a coin now. Is it going to be lower 2 years from now? Higher? I don't know. More people lost money waiting for corrections and anticipating corrections than the actual corrections. Well, you ought to look in the mirror every day and say, what am I going to do if the market goes down 10%? What do you do if it goes down 20? Am I going to sell? Am I going to get out? If that's your answer, you should be reducing it to...
Okay, so I thought that was important because he was saying that people lose more money not investing, anticipating a market pullback. Like a lot of people right now, they're not investing because they're saying, man, it's an AI bubble and it's just like the .com bubble. So I'm not going to invest because I don't want to lose no money if the bubble pops. But then remember last month, the Fed chair said it's not a bubble, and he gave his reasons why. And one of the reasons was because the valuations of the companies are way different. And the earnings are actually growing from all the AI companies, especially the hyperscalers. Their earnings are growing quarter over quarter, year over year. So, and these companies are way more valuable than the companies of the .com bubble. You know what I mean? So, if you want to check out his full statement on why Jerome Powell said it's not a bubble, you can check that on YouTube Shorts, and they'll give you a quick rundown on that. Okay, so let's get into some. Let me show you this Instagram clip right quick.
With God is one of the relationships.
Excuse me, let me start it over. I had a volume on.
Make sure that your relationship with God is one of the relationships that you're also working on, whether it's spouse, kids. Make sure to pay attention to your relationship with God because it really it really is the difference maker in how things turn out. Everybody doesn't serve God. Some people serve the devil, and they put him in positions, and it's terrible to say, but if that person has a better relationship with Satan than you do with God, that's your fault too. And so find your higher power and connect, because until you do that, you're just a rudderless ship out here. And I know from my own personal experience that it doesn't matter how young you get that relationship. It's never too early. If you believe in God, then...
Cat Williams dropping the gem right there. Cat Williams dropping the gem right there. I'm going to just let that sit for a second. I'm going to let that breathe. Whoever reading this, I hope you triple TF up and stunt on whoever doubted you. Shout out to Nip, man. Shout out Neighborhood Nip. You heard? Alright. So let's check it out, man. A lot of people want to know, are we going to hit 7,000 this year on the stock market, y'all? Are we going to hit 7,000? So the S&P 500 finished Wednesday at the all-time high of 6,932. Exactly 68 points away from the level the world thought was impossible a year ago. 7,000. The question on every trader's mind and investor's mind this morning is, can the Santa Claus rally carry us across the 7,000 point finish line before New Year's Eve? We only got a handful of trading sessions left in 2025. Aurelia, you're the optimist. Is this the week to make history? And Atlas, I want the real data. Let me know. Is this a rally or is this a trap? Aurelia, the floor is yours.
Momentum is undeniable. Historically, the Santa Claus rally, these last 5 days of the year, averages a 1.3% gain. That is exactly the fuel we need to ignite a push to 7,000. With Apple rebounding on the Tim Cook/Nike news and Microsoft pouring $23 billion into its future, the giants are ready to lead. $1 trillion ticker listeners, don't blink. You're about to see history.
Atlas warns against the milestone trap. While 7,000 is a nice round number for a headline, the trading volume in this holiday week is dangerously thin. One geopolitical headline out of China or a slight tick up in treasury yields could send this Santa rally into a tailspin. We are overextended, and the VIX fear gauge is too low, signaling complacency. Atlas expects a rejection at the 6,950 resistance level. Keep your stops tight.
All right. We'll see, y'all. You know I'm a bull, so I want us to hit that 7,000. I definitely want us to hit that 7,000. Okay. So this is from Earn Your Leisure on Twitter. It announces NVIDIA's $20 billion cash acquisition of Grok, AI inference assets, marking NVIDIA's largest deal ever and emphasizing advancements in low latency AI processing. Grok, founded in 2016 by former Google TPU engineers, targets $500 million in revenue this year. Its key leaders will join NVIDIA, but the company remains independent under new CEO Simon Edwards. This non-exclusive licensing deal strengthens NVIDIA's AI factory ecosystem for real-time workloads, outpacing competitors like NVIDIA and Intel in the booming inference market, projected to reach $100 billion by 2030. So shout out to NVIDIA for making their largest deal ever. And it's up today, almost 2%. Okay, let's check out the heat map. Check out the heat map, y'all. See what's running and what's lagging. NVIDIA up almost 2%. Apple up almost 0.5%. Google barely over break even. Microsoft and Meta barely under break even. Oracle up 0.5%. Palantir down almost 0.5%. Amazon barely up. Costco barely up. Home Depot barely up. Retail is barely moving. All right, let's check out the finance sector. JP Morgan, a little over 0.25%. Visa headed toward the 0.25%, along with MasterCard. Bank of America is over 0.25% to the upside right now. Wells Fargo and Morgan Stanley both at break even. Citi down 0.25% on the day so far. Lilly a little under break even, along with Johnson & Johnson. Tesla is down a little over 0.25%. All right. Let's check out some of our other tickers that we like to look at outside of the $1 trillion tickers. All right, we got AMD is down over 0.5% at 213.65. Bitcoin is at 88,380, y'all. iBit is up almost 1.5% at $50.13. Ethereum is still under 3,000. Ethereum is at 2,955. BMNR is down 2%. BMNR is down over 2% at 28.74, y'all. Palantir, it looks like Palantir rejected the gap. Palantir tried to go into the gap as soon as the market opened, but it rejected. So now it's headed to the downside. It's down over 0.5% right now at 193.12. Robinhood is down over 0.5% at 119.79. Grab is down over 0.25% at 5.11. And XLG is up a little over 0.25% at $60.16, y'all. Okay. Some more news from Twitter. Wealth Squad Chris, who's a heavy Bitcoin bull, said, if money worked properly, we wouldn't need assets. That's interesting. I agree. And since money doesn't work properly, we have to buy assets like stocks and let them make money for us. All right, next piece of news from Twitter is from Aristotle. He says, most people overtrain the charting aspect of trading, but undertrain the discipline and systematic aspects of trading. How to get better at this? Write this down near your desk and repeat these 4 lines before each trading day. Number 1, risk management. Number 2, A+ setups. Number 3, discipline. Number 4, patience. Write down your top 5 setups as well, and only take those 5 setups for the next 90 days and watch your win rate and your discipline improve. Shout out Aristotle, man, for giving that game to the day traders. All right, our next piece of news is about Amazon and Meta, y'all.
I see here that you have some 2026 predictions, broadly speaking, for the space. What do you think is most likely for the new year?
Yeah, we have a few of them, but one that we definitely think is we feel that Amazon and Meta trailed significantly some of its other names, and we think that some of the reasons they trailed, the bet that Meta has made on all these talent, we think that talent's going to come through next year. A lot of people thought after Mark went on that spending spree, brought all those people in from different research labs for AI, that was going to create more of an immediate result. The ticker, it trailed all year. We think next year it's going to do a lot better. And we also think Amazon did a good job this year catching up. We felt that they were a little slow ramping their NVIDIA, but we think that now that they've made those investments, they launched Project Rainier, they've also built their own silicon and they're starting to ramp that up. We think they're going to be able to take advantage of their deep position as the largest hyperscale cloud. And I'll give you one other fun one, Leslie, is I think there'll be $2 trillion IPOs next year. It's going to be Elon and Sam. And I think that Elon is going to win out for the biggest IPO in history. And I think that's going to be another frustrating point for Sam Altman. But it just seems that's the story with those two.
SpaceX and OpenAI. I look forward to covering those, although I agree with you. It could be a bit of an arms race there in terms of offering size proceeds and then how much the market will absorb. We'll see, but it'll be a fun 2026 nonetheless, at least from a reporting standpoint.
All right. So he said Amazon and Meta are going to run in 2026 because they have been lagging this year, y'all. I hope so. I'm invested in Amazon. I'm not invested in Meta. I do have some more Meta news. Meta has announced it has signed several new commercial data licensing agreements with major news publishers, including USA Today, People Incorporated, CNN, Fox News, The Daily Caller, The Washington Examiner, and France's Le Monde, to supply real-time news and updates through its Meta AI chatbot, Axios and Reuters reported. The partnerships will allow the company to surface information and link directly to participating publishers' articles when user asks news-related questions. The deal comes as Meta works to strengthen its AI offerings amid intensifying industry competition, while rivals invest heavily and secure their own licensing agreements. Meta has been trying to regain its footing following the lukewarm reception of its Llama 4 model. The company continues to pour billions into AI development while reportedly scaling back parts of its metaverse initiative. When you ask Meta AI news related questions, you will now receive information and links drawn from more diverse content sources, helping you discover timely and relevant material tailored to your interests, the company said. Meta added that it plans to expand partnerships over time and explore additional features. So they're trying to be like Twitter, basically. Alright, so yeah, that's the Meta news. They're trying to step up their news game. So they're trying to be in more competition with Twitter because Twitter is definitely the leader in breaking news right now. And then one last piece of news from Twitter. It says, as of yesterday, there were two $4 trillion companies, 4 companies worth more than $3 trillion, 5 companies worth more than $2 trillion, 9 companies worth more than $1 trillion, 17 companies worth more than $500 billion, and 107 companies worth more than $100 billion, y'all. And what do all those companies have in common? Those are all U.S. companies. All of them. So that's why the United States stock market is the most valuable and the most powerful and where you should be investing your money. That's a whole lot of paper. You heard all them trillions? You heard all them hundreds of billions? That's all United States companies. So this is where you want to run the bag up, y'all. All right, let's check out the sectors. Technology sector, XLK. It's up almost 0.25% at 146.59. XLY is down almost 1/4% at 122.42. XLY is a consumer discretionary ETF. XLC, the communications ETF, is down almost 1/4% at 117.84. XLF is a little under break even at 55.67. XLF is the financial sector ETF. XLC is a little under break even at 155.77. XLC is the healthcare ETF. XLP is up almost 1/4%, and it looks like it's currently in the gap. It just came into the gap today, and it's at 78.30. XLP is the consumer staples ETF. XLE is a little under break even at 44.36. XLE is our energy sector ETF. XLU is up a little over break even at 42.83. And XLU is our utilities ETF. XLI is down a little over break even at 157.30. XLI is our industrials ETF. And XLRE is at break even at $40.44. XLRE is our real estate ETF. So these are our 11 sectors that the market is broken up into. So if you want to invest, but you don't know what company to invest in, you could just invest in a sector of the company, of the stock market. So I like to use this analogy. So if you take a grocery store and then you break it down into aisles, if there's 11 aisles, if the whole grocery store is the entire stock market, and then if there's 11 aisles in the store, then each aisle is a sector. So it's like, which aisle do you want to invest in? The technology aisle, the consumer discretionary aisle, the financial aisle, the healthcare aisle. So you could look at it like that. Which part of the stock market do you want to invest in if you don't want to invest in individual companies? So if you invest in an ETF, you are reducing your risk, because the good thing about ETFs is there's a lot of companies in there. Could be less than 100, like an XLK, or it could be more than 100. And if you have that many companies under one investment, then that gives you instant diversification. And diversification is important. Now, they usually don't move as fast as individual stocks, but that is the safety that you want. So you definitely want at least one ETF in your portfolio. But you can have 2 ETFs in your portfolio if you like. You definitely need at least one. All right. Let's get back to the $1 trillion tickers. See where we're at. NVIDIA is up almost 1.5% at 191.34, y'all. Apple is up over 1/4% at 274.63. Google is down 1/4% at 313.30. Microsoft is down almost 1/4% at 486.96. Amazon a little under break even at 232.16. Meta is down a little bit at 667.33. AVGO is a little under break even at 349.69. Tesla is down 0.5% at 482.70. TSM is up, headed toward 1/4% at 299.19. Berkshire.B is at break even at 501.36. The VIX is at 417. SPY is barely over break even at 690.78. QQQ is barely over break even at 624.25. SPX is barely over break even at 6,934. And the NASDAQ 100 barely over break even at 25,653, y'all. All right, let's check on our dividend play. QQQI, y'all. It is in the gap. It is in the gap, y'all. As you can see, this is the gap with the blue outline. So price is in the gap. I bought the dividend play at $55 on Tuesday. So let me check my account. I should have my dividends in there. But I'm not going to sell the position because I'm going to wait for it to get back to $55. Let's see. So with a nice Santa Claus rally, then we should definitely be back at my dividend entry, and I will be able to sell my position. All right. I don't see it yet. I'll have to check on it later. But I will definitely let you know when they hit my account. The market was closed yesterday. Maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah. Run me my dividends, man. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. I definitely was a shareholder prior to Wednesday. So run me my dividends, man. Stop playing. All right, shoot. I got to go to work today early, so I'm going to have to cut the show short. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm not going to play any songs today because I don't have time. All right. Shout out to the Christmas rally. Let's run it up. And thank y'all for tuning in. Anchors, any last words? Where my anchors at?
Good morning.
This thing be tripping, y'all.
Matt Riches. I'm leaving this desk with one word for our $1 trillion ticker listeners. Momentum. We are less than 70 points away from S&P 7,000. And with Microsoft and Apple leading the charge, the wind is at our backs. Enjoy this post-holiday Friday, stay focused on the gold, and get ready to witness history when we return on Monday. The Santa rally is just getting started.
Atlas is closing the book on this session with a reminder to protect what you've built. Thin holiday volume is a double-edged sword, and while the 7,000 milestone is tempting, the data shows we are technically overextended. As we head into the final 3 days of 2025, watch the $6,950 level closely. Enjoy your weekend, stay disciplined, and Atlas will see you Monday to track the weight of the year-end close.
All right. Appreciate y'all. That's it. We'll be back on Monday. Actually, I'll be back over the weekend because I do my charting show on the weekends, y'all, in the morning. Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I will be charting $1 trillion tickers and some QQQ stocks. I'm trying to run through all these QQQ stocks till we hit them all, hit all 100. So, looking forward to that. Maybe we can find some hidden gems up in there. All right. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.